Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're diving into a topic that might sound a little out there, but it's been getting a ton of buzz. How do we ignore a tough reality and attract wealth using Neville Goddard's law of assumption? Why bother ignoring reality? Ever found yourself checking your bank balance on your phone and feeling so discouraged, frustrated, or even drained that you just want to avoid everything? That moment isn't just about being short on cash. It's an inner battle telling you, I'm broke and nothing ever works out for me. Normally we say things like, face the facts, or stop daydreaming. But Neville Goddard, a famous thinker behind the law of assumption, points out that when you cling to a negative reality, you just keep circling around in it. Now, ignoring reality doesn't mean ducking your responsibilities. Instead, it means not letting the number in your bank account, or any tough situation you're facing, box you in. Today's reality is simply the temporary outcome of what you once believed and acted on. To change your tomorrow, you've got to think beyond the self-imposed limits you've been carrying around, the heart of the law of assumption. As Neville Goddard famously said, you're not just what you think, you're what you assume. Here, assumption basically means this. If deep down you automatically believe I'm just not the kind of person who makes money, then everything you do, every decision, will follow that belief. On the flip side, if you decide to assume that I can totally attract money, you open yourself up to new actions, new learning, and the courage to seize opportunities. A simple example. Person A is convinced, I'm terrible at business, there's no way I can make a sale. When someone suggests pooling money for a joint venture, A hesitates, assuming it'll be a loss. End result? A backs out and misses the chance. Person B thinks, I may be new to this, but I can learn. Who knows? This might actually work. So B starts digging in, trying out ideas and connecting with more experienced people. Opportunities surface and B makes a profit. Two people, two totally different assumptions, two totally different outcomes. The science behind ignoring reality. A lot of people ask, so if I just ignore my debt, does money magically fall from the sky? Obviously, it's not that simple. There are two important points to understand. One, neuroplasticity, your brain's flexibility. Our brains are constantly learning and rewiring. If you keep telling yourself, I'm terrible at this, you're literally training your neural pathways to be negative. And before you know it, your behavior and emotions follow suit. On the flip side, if you switch to something like, I can improve my finances, I can learn how to make money, you're basically giving your brain the green light to think and act more positively. Number two, reticular activating system, RAS, your internal info filter. Ever notice how once you decide on a certain car you want, you start seeing that same model everywhere? That's your RAS at work, showing you what it believes matters to you. By the same token, if you keep thinking, making money is so hard, your RAS will skip over clues and opportunities that could lead to profit. But if you assume, money is all around me, I just need to spot it, your brain will zero in on signs that support that belief. All those lucky breaks you seem to run into, they're really just the result of training your RAS to notice them. How do you actually practice ignoring reality? One, accept but don't identify. If you're 100 million VND in debt, acknowledge that figure. But don't label yourself as the person who's 100 million in the hole. Think of the debt as an event you need to deal with, not the core of who you are. Two, adopt a positive assumption and bring it to life. Every night, spend a few minutes picturing yourself not only debt-free, but maybe with double or triple that amount in your account. Don't just imagine it in some abstract way. Feel the joy, confidence, and relief as if it's already happening. Your brain needs that emotional fuel to believe it's real. Three, turn your belief into action. The next morning, if a new idea, a collaboration invite, or a side gig comes along, don't immediately shut it down with, nah, that'll never work. Instead, remind yourself, I'm someone who attracts money, and then take a bold step forward. Those small leaps of faith will gradually move you closer to your financial goals. Four, stay committed, no matter what. In the beginning, friends or family might doubt you. Some might say, stop that nonsense. You haven't even paid off your debts yet. But remember, they're not inside your head and they're not responsible for your future. Just keep believing and keep at it. Results might not show up overnight, but each opportunity and every small win will add up to a big change in the long run. Counter-arguments and responses. Some people might say this approach is totally unrealistic, or, yeah, get real. How does just assuming bring in actual money? Response. We're not telling you to sit around and daydream. The law of assumption points out that the first step toward a new outcome has to start with a shift in your mindset. It's that mindset that drives whether you'll take action and how you'll go about it. If you're still on the fence, give it a try for a month. Daily. Spend a few minutes visualizing and truly feeling the version of you that has more money. Weekly. Make sure to do at least 1 to 2 things that nudge you out of your comfort zone. Maybe exploring a new side hustle, investing, picking up a new skill, etc. When opportunity knocks, don't slam the door just because you're feeling insecure. Remind yourself, hey, this is how I'd act if I were already wealthy. You might be surprised at what happens, because most of us shut ourselves down in our minds long before we ever get started. In a nutshell, ignoring your current reality means not letting your circumstances lock up your potential. Let Neville Goddard's law of assumption be the key that breaks you out of old beliefs and helps you shape a brighter future, one that naturally attracts wealth. You still need to handle your responsibilities, work, debt, family commitments. But instead of labeling yourself as poor or helpless, assume you're fully capable of finding a solution. Once you start viewing the world through the lens of someone who's already well off, even if your bank account hasn't caught up yet, you'll be amazed by the signs, opportunities, and people who show up. So what are you waiting for? 1. Right now, write down 3 old, limiting money beliefs that have been holding you back. 2. Flip them into 3 new assumptions. For example, money flows to me consistently because I'm always learning and taking action. 3. Live out those assumptions, stick to them, and take action whenever the chance arises. The real secret? Practice regularly, stay persistent, and genuinely play the part of the person you want to become.